Hi there. Welcome back to our podcast, Why You Worried About It? I'm Lindsay Bush, HR Director with Crossroads Counseling.
Hey, everybody. I'm Susie Arbo. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and we are on a journey to a better you. And we've got this wonderful podcast we've been having a lot of fun with called Why You Worried About It?
Yes. We're very passionate about it because there's so many things in our world today that it's like we spend so much time wasting just worried about things. And it's like, is there really a reason to be worried? Are we wasting precious energy on stuff that just doesn't really matter? And so this is a great way to just kind of sit with us and hear about different tips and tricks to kind of work through those things. And sometimes you should be worried and sometimes you really shouldn't. So
That's right. And why don't we just jump into kind of what we're covering today? And that
yeah.
is, staying positive this time of year during the holidays. We're just coming off of Thanksgiving. We're rolling into Christmas. It was kind of a short turnaround time for a lot of people. And I texted Lindsay earlier today and I said, you know what? I did therapy all day yesterday. I think I saw 12 clients, and almost every person I saw kind of came in and had something really heavy going on. We're kind of overwhelmed, kind of stressed about like kind of the holidays, whether it be relationships, finances, the pressure, the stress, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of was thinking, you know what? It is a stressful time of year. However, there is so many things that, are so good about this time of year too. So maybe we can spark a little joy for some people and give some people some tips and try to make the season a great holiday.
Absolutely. I feel like there's definitely a couple different kinds of people out there. The ones that are like Christmas and so excited and trees up and oh, it's going to be so much fun. And then there's the ones that are like, oh, not again. I'm not
Yeah.
ready for it. And you feel like you're just constantly chasing your tail. And before you know it, it's going to be February and all of this is going to be behind us. So I think just going into all of this with some helpful tips on how to kind of work through it and be present and be mindful and really think about why you're doing everything you're doing and make it more meaningful.
Absolutely. We only get one life to live, and every season we go through is a gift. And so just learning to enjoy it is so huge. So we kind of came up with 6 different ideas of ways that could maybe help you just really feel good this holiday season. And so the first tip we have today is
Too
just to
much.
set real
The first one's going to get me already. Just everybody buckle up. I see her list here and I already know. Oh boy.
Yes. So set realistic expectations and avoid perfectionism. Like I think we all, we talked last podcast about the Hallmark movies and how fun they are and whatever, but just to know that the holidays don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to go a certain way. You don't have to have the picture perfect tree or the all of the things and whatnot to have a really great time. And I think people just kind of set themselves up and then they expect all these things and then maybe it doesn't happen or doesn't go as planned and then people get disappointed, and it's just a cycle that just kind of can get really negative and draining.
It does. And expensive whenever you're trying to keep up with the Joneses or you see what everybody else is doing or what, the latest. I don't know how many things my daughter has sent me now. Social media is good and bad, but she sends me all these things. I had to do a boo basket for Halloween this year. I didn't have to, but I chose to. And then they're doing burr baskets for Christmas. And I'm like, oh, it is very cute, but not everybody gets to do those things. And so it definitely like you want to be perfect and you want to do all those things and it's really hard, even down to like the way you wrap your presents. Does anybody else ever get stressed out whenever you show up and your present's like, okay, I wrapped it in the car before I walked in, and then like the mother-in-laws have the perfect wrapped with the bows and all the things. Like I can't. It's a lot. So yeah.
That's right. That's right. I was even walking through Hobby Lobby the other day, and they're having their big Christmas sale, and I was like, "Oh, those ornaments are so much prettier than the ones I have." But they know that there's nothing wrong with what you already have sometimes too. And it
Yes.
is fun, but I think we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves. So that's tip number one is just, avoid perfectionism. How you're doing it is absolutely amazing, and just learn to find joy in that. So you want to
Yep.
tell them about number two? This is a good one.
Yes. Yes. Number two is practice mindfulness and to be present. So when you're with these people, or maybe it's family and maybe it's friends, maybe it's just whatever you get to do for your holiday season, just making sure that you're, instead of worrying about everything else you have going on, say you've got a busy work week next week and Christmas is just one day of the year, or it's just whatever and life still goes on, just being in that moment. I know Susie's, we've talked about it before that one of the most precious things you have are those relationships with people. And some of them are harder to deal with than others, but just remember that being mindful and being present, whether it's for yourself, that's good self-care for yourself too. Like you don't need to be worried about work next week when you're sitting at a family dinner or watching your kids open presents or just being with somebody. Just really be in that moment and just try to enjoy the gift of just time. Time is one of the most valuable things we have, and being able to share that with other people is it's very should be meaningful and important. So I think I really like that one a lot.
And you know how we love to challenge people out there, but I'm going to challenge people that to put your phones down when you're
Mhm.
talking with your loved ones and just really be present, make eye contact, and just really,
Yeah,
engage in that. And just, there's time, other times, I guess, for
yeah.
your cell phone. So,
And yep, I want to add to that too. Whenever you're sitting around the table, and I don't know if anybody else this happens, but I know we've always got somebody that'll sarcastically say, "Oh, I'm so glad everybody brought their phones," because all of a sudden you look down and everybody's on their phone at once, and it's like, "Oh gosh, okay, maybe put them away, play a game, do something a little different, get people talking." Susie here loves to play our games all the time, and sometimes it can just be what's going highs and lows, what's any of those things. So I like that, Susie. Challenge yourself to just step away from the phone and have conversation or play a game, do something more fun.
hmm absolutely. Absolutely. Tip number three is prioritize self-care. So just taking time to rest and recharge and just make sure that you're getting enough sleep, that you're eating well. I know there's a ton of holiday parties going on and there's lots of sweets and treats and stuff, and that's fine. You should treat yourself, but then also make sure that you are, drinking enough water and you are going for a walk or getting outside, even if it's cold, but you bundle. I'm from Minnesota. So, I feel like we would always go outside and, regardless of the weather. And so just getting outside, getting some fresh air can be a really huge, just kind of reset. And when you can take those couple minutes for yourself just to take care of your body, it actually charges you up so that you have more to
Mhm.
give and you're more energized and you can find more joy. And
Mhm.
it definitely decreases our stress too when we care for ourselves.
Yeah. Show up as the best version of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So the next one, I don't know, maybe you're doing this to me on purpose. The next one is tip number 4, learn to say no. Ugh. That is probably one of the hardest things I can do. So I totally relate to anybody else that's like, oh gosh, learn to say no. We all do it, and we all are like, yeah, I get it. And then you look at the people that maybe are really good at saying no, and you might have like a negative, like, oh, they're always grumpy, or they never want to do it, or whatever. But it's okay. It is okay to set the boundaries. You don't have to make 5 dozen cookies for your kids, whatever. If you don't have time and it's going to stress you out, it is okay. You do not have to show up for everybody else if you physically can't do it and mentally it's not good for you. Just say no.
hmm Yep, yep. List out your priorities of what truly matters, like what's in line with your value system. And if it's family or if it's God or whoever, making sure that you're putting those things in first and everything else can kind of, trickle in, but just really making sure that you kind of set some of those boundaries too. And you don't have to be at every Christmas
Yeah,
play or program or, or
exactly.
whatnot. Pick the ones that are important to you and your family and go with that. So yeah, that's a good one. Number five is focus on what truly matters. And I love this one for so many reasons because, there are people that are really religious, believe in God, and that's the reason for the season. And, and that's a amazing, beautiful, wonderful thing. And I think a lot of us can identify and feel that. Um, and for some people, it might be more the family aspect or, more of the time off from work. Like there's lots of different ways that you can spend like a holiday season. I was over on the Kansas side the other day, and I was talking to somebody, and we were talking about the holidays, and then she was like, "Oh, we don't celebrate Christmas." I was like, "Oh, okay." So just even being respectful of that,
Mhm.
people have different ways that they live, different religious belief, just different everything, and so just being respectful of that too. But focusing on your what's important to you. So I'd like for everybody just right now to take a minute and to think about your top two things that is important to you this holiday season. What would those things be? And then think about your next couple weeks leading up to it. Are you focusing on those things? Do you have things that are on your calendar that support those two things? What were yours, Lindsay?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me. So I get my kids back today, and I'm super excited. We do a week on, week off with dad, and so I'm super excited to get them back. And it's my daughter's birthday, so that's exciting.
Mhm.
So just spending time with them, and really making those weeks on with them very meaningful. Yeah, and then church. I've it's been really easy to get away from that, and I know a big for me growing up, a lot of my morals and values came from going to church with my grandma and learning those things that I value as well. And I'm failing my kids. I need to get them in there and make them that routine. So I have the opportunity of having them this weekend, and I'm going to make sure we go to church on Sunday. So I'm glad you
I
brought
love
that up.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that for sure. And I think for a lot of people, I myself included, my top two things would be probably, God and family for sure this holiday. So cool. Okay. And then you want to share with the last one?
Yeah, the last one, again, you're shooting arrows at me. Stay active. Something I'm not good at doing. Exercise for me is not fun, but we can stay active in so many more ways than just exercising. So if there's those of you out there like me that aren't just like, oh, I'm excited to go run a marathon, it's okay. There's other things we can do that you might enjoy more. But a part of that too is connecting with others. And I think that's really important. Sometimes I think it's easy for people this time of year to it gets dark earlier and it's cold and it's easy to just be a hermit and stay inside and not want to interact, and just it's easy to curl up on the couch and watch those movies or Netflix all night. But remember, you need to still get out there and connect with people. There's so many good things going on right now, and just even if it's as simple as just meeting somebody for coffee that you haven't seen in a while, or maybe adopt that family if you have that urge and the financial ability to do that. That's something so fun you can do with a group of friends. We've done that before for years, where a group of us will get together and adopt some families. And for me, it's going to be important to take my kids and have them adopt an angel so they can give back, and some of those things that just don't hide inside. Get out and connect. Get out there. There's so much good in the world. Turn off the news and get out and be a part of it, and be the change maybe that you want, or really make a difference, because people are watching, and your energy, whether it's your kids or your family or friends, like it's contagious. So try not to just hide inside this season just because it's cold in Missouri or wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Here in
Yeah.
Missouri it's cold.
And there's so many things that you can do that is different about this time of year. So
Mhm.
like even just looking around, our area, there's places in the metro that have places to ice skate, right? And just having a new opportunity maybe for kids or for a fun date idea to get those skates and rent the skates or whatever you need to do. When I was home this weekend in Minnesota, my family and I were talking about every lunch hour. We would go eat lunch and then we would go outside, and there was a warming house outside of our school and a big ice rink, and we would skate every single lunch hour during the winter.
Cool.
And that was just part of we looked forward to it, we loved it, whatever, and it was just kind of part of our thing. And I think different regions of the nation have different things and whatnot, but I was thinking what a fun thing that'd be for people anywhere. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
ice rinks everywhere. Also, just there's displays of lights, so hopping in your car, looking up online, what your city offers, or if there's places around, that have, we have cool Powell Gardens that has a really cool, light show and inflatable things. And just, there's things everywhere during the holiday season. There's tours of homes
Mhm.
that you can sign up for. You can go look at how, other people do Christmas. And there's lots of opportunity right now. And so just challenging yourself, maybe step out of your box and just do something that you normally maybe wouldn't, or something fun for your family to do this year. And so I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
hmm
Yeah.
So, and then just kind of reviewing kind of those tips we said, set realistic expectations and avoid perfectionism. Number two was practice mindfulness, being in that moment. Number three, taking care of yourself. Number four was that boundary of learning to say no. Five, focus on what truly matters for you and your family. and 6, staying active and connecting with others. So those were kind of our tips and things that we're going to work on personally this holiday season. And of course, we're on this journey with you. So we hope that you kind of shift your mindset, and rather than it ever be a negative or a bad thing, that you kind of think, okay, you know what? I can just enjoy it and I can take it all in and I can make memories and spend time with the people that I love and enjoy the season.
Yes, I think they're all great. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. We really appreciate it. We love to hear feedback. If you've watched any of them, please let us know what you think. Or if there's ever any topics that you guys want to hear about, we'd love to hear that too, because we are here for you and us, and you're helping us on this journey too. Check us out on Facebook, or our website is countrycrossroadscounseling.com. You can follow us and watch for all of our events and different things we have going on.